It immediately became clear to me that any time that you had ever, for any situation, felt like you should end any of these things that you've got going on, or not fulfill any of these other things that you were planning on going for,
right,
you need to understand the repercussions are way bigger than your consciousness here could even imagine. On a soul level, you know better than that.
Wow, it's massive.
Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Awaken to Joy. I'm Shem, he's
Omondi.
And welcome. If it's your first time, then hiya, and welcome back if it's not. We're going to be sharing one of my experiences that I had of an alternate life this time. It's a galactic story, or what I thought was galactic at the time, but yeah, I'd say that. So here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm going to say the story to you.
Yeah.
You've heard a brief of it, my babbles the next morning, where I'm like trying to still piece it together, but now I've had time to sit with it. Obviously, I can explain it better to you. So if you have any questions to ask me, you can like stop me halfway or whatever, and then
go ahead.
We'll chat it up. I get woken up by like a bell and someone saying, okay, end a call. I open up my eyes and I'm in a bus, like a coach. It's like a Greyhound coach, like one of those ones to take you from like one city to another city. Rainy day. I'm like, it's raining cats and dogs. Like it's going for it. So I get off the bus, I step into this huge puddle, and I've got these cowboy boots on, and I just remember it went in my boots. So you can imagine, it was like I was already like, okay, I'm back home. So this was me returning to somewhere I was familiar to. I went and I checked out the map because like everywhere had seemed to change. So it's like I'd been back from after a long time away. And in the mirror of the map, like in the glass of the map, it reflected back on me, and then I saw I wasn't in this avatar, I was in another avatar, so I knew what time it was. So I was like, okay, cool. I was a bit hungry. I decided I was going to go to a bistro, plus it was cold, and I hadn't quite sorted out where exactly I was going to stay. So I said, you know what, let me go somewhere, find something to eat, and I'll sort all of that stuff out afterwards. So when I get there, I sit down, and I sit at this little bunket inside the bistro, and I'm looking at the telly, and the weather forecast is on, and I'm just like, yeah, no shit, it's raining. And then some voice just says to me from just over my shoulder, yeah, you're going to want to get the soup. It's a man's voice. I turn my head and I'm like, why is that? And he's just like, because you want soup, you like soup, it's a soup day. It's always a soup day. And as he's saying this, I'm thinking, it is always a soup day. And then the lady from the diner just walks up, and this guy comes around, plops himself right next to me, and he's dressed in the same thing I am. Like, I was dressed, I had a cowboy ranch outfit on. I had, and I'm saying cowboy because that's what we know over here in the UK, but it was like a ranch outfit on. I had jeans, shirt, jeans on. I had like a suede tassel jacket. I had the hat on and everything. I had the boots. And he came and he just plonked himself next to me. And he ordered for both of us. He was like, yeah, we'll take the blah, blah, blah soup. And I was just like, hang on a minute. How does he know what soup I want? And I was like, firstly, you ordered my soup. I was low-key impressed, okay? But I was like, firstly, you ordered my soup. Secondly, who are you? And thirdly, how did you know I love soup? And he was like, I could tell, I saw you at the bus station, and I saw you like go into the puddle, and then I said, so you've been following me? And then we both laughed. But I was okay with him because his energy was a lot like yours. So immediately I knew that I was there to find like a partner. When I have these episodes where I know like I'm in another avatar or something, I'm given immediately the brief. It's like as if when their consciousness lets me know all that they know. And where that world is, firstly, it looks very mountainous, volcanic rocks, lots of dark black volcanic rocks, mountains, like as far as the eye can see. It's got lots of apartments. They're kind of like fitted in wherever they can. There was this big main road that runs through, connecting everywhere. And one thing that struck me is there's no racism and there is no hierarchy or sexism. So imagine a world where that never existed and it's not even in people's zeitgeist. It never was a thing. So that's for everything. People go by the person. They don't go by their history of their people or anything like that. It just didn't exist. And that was something that kind of stuck with me. I was like, okay, this is an adjustment. And the second thing is, the most important thing there was you finding your divine partner. It was just understood from a very young age, this game is a 2-player game, it's best like this. You will know when you know, and you find your partner. And that's basically why she'd come home, to try and find her partner. She said, well maybe they're there.
Okay, where was she before that?
She was away somewhere. I think she'd gone away for work, to explore different places. And, you know, it really wasn't... When things like that are not that important, they very rarely explore that side of things. It was more... This is why we're here. This is what I experience. This is what this is. This is what we're going to live through right now. Okay. You know, it was that. It was like having a memory of all of that experience of it, because I could feel things. I could touch things. I smelt the rain. I tasted the soup. Everything was like super, super real.
Okay, so I guess that was a B?
Yeah, of some sort. I've just accepted them for now because... It's realer than real.
What do you mean accepting them from now?
Well, for a while, as you know, like I've been experiencing this, and I just thought that I dreamed differently to everybody else. And I was like, I don't know where anyone else had been, but no one was out here saying, oh no, that's not a lucid dream. That's this. You've come out of your body and these are the things you're going through. And when I was doing certain things, I was like, no, that's real. This is a dream. Like, they feel extremely different.
So you ate a soup?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know if you can say drink. Or it doesn't matter.
No, it had big chunks in it as well.
Okay.
It was warm, and I felt the cold. I felt the warmth. I smelt the rain, like I said. It was a really old place. It kind of had like wood panels on the wall and stuff like that, and it was like a kind of like mums and pops type of feel to it, yeah.
So it sounds like an OB where you can feel, touch, taste, everything.
Yeah. But it was definitely like an avatar of mine because I was in the first person.
Okay.
I was in the first person.
So what was your frame of mind at the time? I mean,
to find my person.
I mean, in that reality, but what's the correlation between your reality you were experiencing at the time and that reality? Because
Well, I was pregnant at the time and I'd already found my person. So it was as if I was sent it only once I'd known what it was to do so.
Okay.
So I recognised it immediately what it was.
Okay.
The way she met him, they started chatting. I need you to know, like, that was it. That was their meeting. They locked in after that. He literally said, I live like this much amount away from here, and she went with him, she met his brother, and then that was it. The rest was history. They were together from there on out. Like, the relationship blossomed. It was what it was.
Okay. So what happened next?
Fast forward about maybe 6 months to a year later, and I'm saying this because the season had changed. It had become, they'd already enjoyed a summer, and I remember it becoming like near to the autumn again, where it was like thunder season again. And I remember it being all over the news that these thunderstorms were happening. And that's when I realised I'm not really on the earth plane as far as that we know it here. I didn't know whether I was on beyond the ice wall or whether I was in a galactic place. I just knew that where we were in that world, we didn't understand why these storms were happening. Now, we had our inklings, me and him would be chatting about it, and he'd be like, nah, I think they're man-made, and I think that they're, they're instigating these holes and just having people go through them, getting sucked through them. Now, everyone would go through the hole if it was like lightning would strike and then a vortex would open.
Okay.
Everyone who was in like a 20-meter radius would get sucked in the hole.
Sounds like a portal.
Now I know about portals, I'm like, clear portal. But some people will come out the other side absolutely fine. No memory of what happened, but they were fine. Others would come out without an ability. Either they can't see, or they're deaf, or they have heightened abilities of some sort. Maybe now, they can see one extra colour that they couldn't see before, or whatever it was. But then some people would not come back. And it was jarring because people would freak out every time there was like any hint of rain. People wouldn't even chance coming out their house. It was kind of like how it was when the pandemic hit. It was just a little bit everyone on edge type of feel.
Sounds like even though you mentioned that people were there to find a divine partner.
Yeah.
Which can sound spiritually more advanced than what it is over here. Kind of sounds to me like they were still under some sort of fear and distortion.
Yeah, 100%. Because he felt that it was man-made. Like, my partner at the time, he felt like it was man-made. He was like, nah, they know what's happening. And then also at the same time, they brought out a program that was a Stasis program. So it was for all those who found themselves alone after the vortex.
I would have definitely questioned all of that, period.
Yeah.
No, that's like...
He questioned it big time. He was like, and now all of a sudden you got this Stasis program come out with this with this big company that has this big high-tech Stasis pods, and now they're trying to get people into these pods, and if you haven't got your partner, now you've got... Because if you haven't got your partner there, you basically... they kind of just take it that they haven't got anything to live for.
Yeah, but I thought everybody find a divine partner.
They do, but what happens if your divine partner passes away or isn't with you?
Okay.
People would just, unless they had children, most people who'd found their divine partner and lost their divine partner would just like reside themselves to a life of grief because because everybody wouldn't settle for less than their actual match.
So then the only way you lose your partner would be through death.
Through death only.
Okay, so
that was what the reality was there.
So what happened next then?
So we're on the bus one day and it's cloudy, but we had somewhere to go. It was like a family do or something. One of his family members we had to go to. So we're on the bus and we're going there, and then it's a little bit overcast, but we said, listen, we'll give it a chance. It doesn't seem like it's going to even rain today. It just looks like it's grey and cloudy. It rains. We're like, don't worry about it. We're about half an hour away from our destination. We're on this big motorway. And I'm looking around and I'm like, there's more rocks. And I was like, wow, this place is not the UK. And we're sitting next to each other. We're still chatting it up and everything as per usual. We're holding hands, and then out of just nowhere, we get this big crack of thunder and lightning, and the vortex type of opens.
Right.
Like 20, 30 meters in front of the bus. And I look down the aisle and I'm seeing like this vortex open. I was like, there's a vortex. And he's like, stay calm, don't worry, we're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Holds my hand, I hold his hand. Next thing, everything goes black. It's like the lights went out for even me. Like, I'm in total darkness. I don't feel anything. I don't know what's going on. And as I open my eyes, my hand is empty.
Oh.
And I immediately just know what it is. And I felt heightened sense of grief before, and I immediately felt an immense amount of grief. I literally I curled up in grief.
Yeah.
I curled up immediately and I wailed.
So you were sharing consciousness right now.
Yeah.
So did you have your perception and her perception?
Well, this is the thing I've come to realize. When I have these experiences, I know that I know that when I feel certain aspects of these feelings, they're not things that I am foreign to that much.
Right.
Whether I've had them at a less heightened state or not over here or experienced them,
Yeah.
it's answers as to why or how or at what time I may have felt those things simultaneously what was happening in someone else's life.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Get it.
So needless to say, my life from there on out, she tried to stay around. The brother he'd just lost his brother. Fast forward, I'm finding myself in a facility where they are talking to all of the people who went in the vortex. So once you go through a vortex, a government body comes and does like a sweep of everybody.
So hold on a minute. She went through the vortex as well.
Yeah, but she came out the other side. She was fine.
So everybody in the bus.
Everybody in the bus went through the vortex. The whole bus went through.
So how many people disappeared?
You know what? I'm sitting and the bus probably had maybe about 30 passengers. It was like a coach bus, and maybe 12 people didn't come out the other side.
So 12 people, that's a lot.
It was a lot.
So half of the bus almost.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
So they come and do a sweep on people. What sweep you talking about?
So the government will come in there and they would do an analysis just to see. They would take records. They would take everybody's account. They would check if everyone's okay. Check your, your medicals. They'd give you a medical checkup. Get your account. Get your experience. What happened? And I'm there chatting to this lady, and I just didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to undo what had just happened. I was in total grief and I was angry. I was / she was, and I'm saying this because I'm first-hand experience with her. I was angry and I had a whole load of regrets. Just a whole load. Why did we even go? Why do we feel like we have to go and do all of these things? I felt like I'd stepped out of my integrity. I felt like I knew I shouldn't have chanced coming. If I saw the day was grey, I shouldn't have chanced coming out the house on a long trip, whether it was for family or not.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Was it for family originally?
It was. We were going to go and visit his family.
Oh. I can see the similarity.
Yeah. But at the same time, these were her regrets after the fact.
Yeah. But then it shows you a lesson of integrity then.
Yeah, but I felt like I'm just experiencing what she felt like. And at the same time, I was trying my hardest to kind of like pull in my own consciousness and kind of give her like a bigger story understanding of the whole entire thing. But I didn't have much words for her. I just would try to console her in some ways, like give her good memories or try and make her laugh, try and get her to watch. Like it was a rough couple of months. Anyway, so she sees this, she's at the doctor's and she gets handed a pamphlet. after this thing. She gets handed a pamphlet. So she takes the pamphlet home, she puts it on the side, but one day she's called and she's like, you know what, I'm going to look into this pamphlet. The pamphlet is for this stasis pod thing.
Okay.
And she decides, you know what, I cannot take this anymore, because the brother had gone now and he'd found his person. So she was going to be alone.
Yeah, I see.
She couldn't take it. She was like, nah, no. And I'm not just going to get with somebody who hasn't got their partner. Because there was also a program where if you'd lost your divine partner, you can still meet somebody else. There won't be a divine partner, but hey, you might like somebody.
Better than nothing, I guess. That's what it is.
She wouldn't have it.
Yeah, I understand.
She wouldn't have anything less.
Yeah, I get it.
She showed me, next scene I'm seeing is her packing up her whole entire life. She's selling everything. She's selling the telly, she's shutting down her lease, she's doing all sorts.
So how long after that happened?
Maybe about 6 months.
Were there cases there where maybe they come back somehow?
No,
I mean, they've done movies before, when people disappear and then end up to come back. None of that.
No.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Were they equating this as being dead?
Yeah.
Wow. So they don't know what happened to these people?
They don't know. And the mere fact they didn't have answers, some people would react differently. Some people would get angry and want answers. Like, go and investigate that. Like, you should have government people jumping into that hole and finding out what's going on. Like, isn't this your job? Like, and then you have other people like, well, c'est la vie.
Okay.
Either way, she decided, I'm going to do the stasis thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go in the pod. Maybe I'll get a shot at a better life somewhere. Maybe I'll find something somewhere else and I'll get to experience something.
So what's this pod about then, exactly?
You go into a pod, you basically pack up your life, because you live in the pod now, right? They put your body in some sort of stasis.
Right.
And your consciousness is sent to another avatar.
Okay.
To experience some of their consciousness so that you can, to project your consciousness to them so that you can experience some of what they're experiencing, and at least act as some sort of watcher / sensory watcher, I'd say. So
okay.
What things they go through, you would be able to experience as well on some level.
Okay.
That was what the wholesale idea of that technology was there.
Well, on that.
Yeah.
If you take consciousness out of someone's body,
it wasn't taking it out though.
Theoretically dead.
She's not dead.
But I'm saying a consciousness cannot be there. A consciousness is not there.
You don't go in the thing to die. You go in the thing. You basically get put in what I can only say. I just saw stasis pod.
What?
They took me into the place. There was computers everywhere.
So
she goes down there. There was the pod. They put her under. They had her tapped up. She's got even the. As far as I know, she's still there. She's got the technology there, like the screen there. It's taken all of her vitals still.
Yeah, the body, but that's just that's just the vessel. Just saying, if you take the consciousness out of the body, first of all, is that not an OB?
Yeah, you can
Induced OB, let's say, because you go on and experience another alternative lifetime.
Yeah.
It's just upon an agreement, I guess, an agreement that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But I'm thinking, do you know more on that planet?
Who, her?
Yeah,
her
on that place.
consciousness is projected somewhere else. Her vessel is still there.
Yeah, I guess in the hope of being able to come back. Or is she gone for a search or whatever?
She packed her shit up and was like, listen, keep me there for as long as you can. I don't really business. I just don't want to live this one.
No, I mean, it makes me want to actually kind of, when I hear the story, kind of unfold a part of it. Because I'm thinking, okay, you go into this company, you're just going to go lay down, be in cryosis or stasis, whatever you want to call it. Your consciousness, if my consciousness is not in my body, I'll know more in my body unless if I keep my body alive, because at some point I want to have the option to come back.
It doesn't mean her soul's not in her body. It just means her consciousness has been projected somewhere else. They never spoke about anything else, but your consciousness being projected somewhere else. That's all she knew about it.
Yeah,
I don't have...
But my point...
I don't have the
no, I know that.
She didn't care to know. She was just
She was in grief.
grief-stricken.
Yeah, I understand.
So she was just like, do I get to stop feeling this enormous... The type of pain that blocks you from the base of your throat. Just the base of your, like, just here.
Which you felt all of this.
Which I felt it all.
Okay.
And locks you all the way down to your pelvis. The whole thing just riddled.
It just kind of like sparked a few things in me.
Yeah.
But for that, we're going to go further with the story. Obviously, what happened next then?
So what happens next is she just shows me, like, of her getting tapped in, and then I remember the moment where they shut the actual... I remember watching this thing come down.
Right.
Like the lid go down, and then I'm popping out, and I'm looking at a lady with the lid going down, and I was
so
like...
while you...
So now I'm just seeing it from the outside.
So you're out. Yeah?
And then...
Yeah.
I suddenly wake up, like, and I'm at home and you're there and I'm pregnant and I'm living my life.
Okay, so
she just, and as I'm waking up, she just says, that's why I'm up, that's how I'm here. That's what she just said, that's how I'm here. And I was like,
what do you mean
that's
she just
how
said,
I'm here. That's all I'm hearing. I hear in her voice, because don't forget, I've been hearing her voice because I've been speaking it.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's how I'm here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So all of this experience that I've been experiencing with my family, you, the kids, why we have 4 kids. She wanted 4 kids. Why this experience, why... I found my person. She was looking for her person. She gets to experience the things that she wanted to experience through me. That was what she made clear, and that was it.
Do you? Okay, it's very interesting. Do you have a similar soul signature or not? Are you from the same soul family?
I can't answer all. Me and her have exactly the same type of... We have a couple more different personality qualms here and there. Things she likes more than I do. Not that I hated anything she liked, but I was like, okay. But for the most part, I've recognized your energy signature in him. Like, that was you. It was the same type of person. It was at a point you're... Like, I was like, I know this. I know what it is to meet somebody and immediately click with them and be like, oh, I know who you are. Without a shadow of a doubt. I knew everything intuitively, what she knew, what she felt, because I'd already felt that with you. So she knew that she'd met her person because I knew intuitively what meeting your person was.
Through her, I guess.
Through her, or she knew it through me. But that's how she knew. Because don't forget, I'm already with my person, so... I guess I knew before her or not. So
then I think then they must be aware, there must be an agreement made with you and her that allow this to take place. Anyway, it must have been on a higher level, maybe as well when she was talking to a partner. Were they married at the time? Yeah. They to her husband. So then, so she experienced marriage.
She did, but marriage is not the same concept as it is here.
What's the concept there?
The concept there is... Wow, that just reminded me of something. The concept there is you don't... It's a soul thing. It's not... It doesn't require so much legality. It's a frequency thing. It's a soul thing. You know, everybody knows you have a ceremony, but it's not this. It's just doesn't. It's hard to wrap your head around because we come from a place that still even holds hierarchy as far as races are concerned, because that was the first thing that kind of like was jarring to me. It's not like I was begging back for racism or anything like that, but I had to adjust to a world that didn't ever know that struggle in any way. Because the thing about it is, it's not a one-way struggle. It's two ways. So you've got the person who, this is who I am, I'm just trying to live my life, but my race are the people who are persecuted a lot of the time. And then you've got the other side, which is, I'm trying to live my life, but my race in the story are the persecutors. Whether or not you've ever been persecuted or ever persecuted someone, you still have these labels that this place puts on you. And you can find yourself in situations where things are uncomfortable to say or they seem out of place. There was never any of that. So imagine a world where there's no even history of it.
Yeah, so I guess, you
So people are going by people.
Yeah, so which means you can't comfort yourself behind.
There was no comfort to be
the
had.
The victimhood that can be attached.
There was nothing about that.
Yeah, to that issue.
So people were like, there was never that. So even about finding your divine partner, there's none of anything. There's no expectations as to what they're supposed to be or look like or where they're supposed to come from. It doesn't exist.
Interesting. Did they have religion there?
No, they don't. There's just these innate knowings.
Right.
And then the rest they figure out based on whatever. But it's not that they were void of any belief systems, but it was nothing like what it is here.
Okay, so now going back to now, that's why she's basically that's what she's in this reality, in a way, a part of her consciousness, sharing that aspect.
Yeah.
So she must knew, on some level, that was the only way she could kind of experience it. Do you think this guided you? Do you think this guided you to find your divine partner in a way, or going in that direction? Or do you think that had an impact? Could that explain how we are somewhat advised to make certain choices? Do you think that plays a role, or it's just circumstantial?
I don't think anything's quite circumstantial.
No, well, I mean, of course, nothing's circumstantial, but I think some level, some people will probably feel that, I follow my intuition.
That's how I've always felt, like I've followed my intuition.
Could it be our knowledge?
Exactly.
Okay.
And, we think guides, and then you think you're guided, and we think this thing is up there and out there. And in some sort of way, it is in the field. But where is this thing coming from? Where is this influence coming from? Some of these influences are soul agreements of people who are going to say, you see this? This will be great for us.
So it's within, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. And for the most part, that was never... As I woke and I was given this understanding, it was just not important as to why. It was just, this is what I went through and this is what I wanted to experience. So now we experience it together. Is it
that the program they were on allowed them maybe in some way finding back their divine partner? Specifically, as you say, she's got similar signature than I am.
Yeah.
I have a similar signature than her partner.
Yeah, literally. It's a frequency match.
You get to match your soul families in a way, or someone that's really close to you.
That's my understanding
on
of
the
it
soul
now.
level. Yeah. Okay, so that's very interesting. So then, what's your conclusion on that? Like, now obviously this happened. Why did it happen? Were you seeking answers on some things, or did you have questions, or you needed perspective on something?
As soon as I woke up with a knowing that a lot of the things I'd been through weren't because I was acting out of character or anything. It was literally on a soul level, that was just agreed then. It was gonna go this way.
I can see why.
It was that. It was like, okay, now I understand this, this, and this. It was a few things in my life where I was like, I get it now. I get it now. And it's not from lack of not wanting things for myself at all. but an overwhelming feeling to be drawn towards someone or something or doing an action, no, despite what anybody said, you know, because even now, like, we've got 4 kids together. No one is out. People are really. It's not where we're from right now. People aren't out here saying, "Yeah, go for it. Have the 4th. Go on.
Yeah.
Have another." It's not a thing.
No, but
It's not really a thing.
I always thought that was some things that was very rooted in this reality here and over experiencing this physical reality, not in a grounding way, but in kind of actually not being grounded at all. It's just, yes, you experience all this physicality, but it's so what do you call it? It's so fleeting. It's very, very fleeting. Well, everything has lost its actual value. It feels like this, even though you could get a lot of things, but then it's like your appreciation for it. If you get something long enough, you find it really hard to appreciate it, specifically when you are not centered. You find it hard to express gratitude, and that is some things I found out here that is easily done. So, of course, people saying this just on the basis that, oh, this is going to cost you a lot more money, are you going to be able to do this, and etc. So it's very much that, though.
It was like... And when people would say that to me, all I would hear was, I don't believe that you're going to be abundant enough to handle this.
Yeah, that's pretty much
I don't
where
see
people,
it for you. I see struggle in your future. And then I thought, well, if it's just down to you not thinking that it's possible for me, then your opinion doesn't count.
Yeah, that's a belief. At the end of the day, like every belief, it doesn't have to be true. So it's something you hold.
It's just something you hold.
Shapes your world.
And it was abundantly clear to me in that moment that that's what it was for. That's why I'd been adamant about a few things. And this is outside of religion. Like, when we got married, we did not marry in a church. And that's not because we didn't come from religious backgrounds. We came from highly religious backgrounds.
We did. I've done my communion and everything. Like, I've done the whole lot.
Strict Catholic.
Yeah, I've done the whole lot. But I never adhered to it. Not once.
Strict Baptist, like, never adhered to it. I was sent constantly out of Sunday school. Just go and help someone make the sandwiches. Just go.
Sunday school, yeah. I had actually Wednesday school. It was religious schooling on Wednesday afternoon, and on Sunday was church. Hated it. Never liked it. Never liked it.
Well, this is the thing. So, but when we got married, it was never rooted in religion. It was just rooted in sheer knowing that we are to be together, period. No matter what anyone said, it's not like people were like, yeah, you know, like, no.
Yeah, no.
You know,
even you know what? I'll be honest with you. Even down to the celebration of it and how celebration has to be done, and this insisting on inviting everyone, like everyone in your effing family likes you. No, some people don't like you, and they're acting like it has to be that way and all of that. Some people love you, some people hate you. That's just the way it is. So not everyone's gonna love you. That's just and it's very unrealistic in the paradigm, the old paradigm, to even expect that. So we knew as well, like, we're often doing it for other people, but not really for ourselves, really. So that is why, even yes, there's the religious side, and there's also the cultural side of it, the traditional side of it.
That's the wedding.
Yeah.
But even the wedding was not a traditional church religious wedding. We'd stripped all of that away from that.
And even though it was still very much influenced, people had a strong hold on the idea that things have to be a certain way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah. It was fun because we didn't care.
We just wanted to be together.
We did, for us, we were willing to actually walk away and then just
go down the local council. We get married
on our own.
Basta.
Yeah, so it wasn't basically, the long story short, it wasn't for religious reasons or cultural reasons. It was just literally for ourselves.
Want to be together. Boom.
And I guess in that world, that's how it works. It's just purely for that.
It's purely for that.
Yeah, I understand.
It's purely for that. It's on like a soul level. It precedes anything.
Yeah.
And having the children as well. outside of religion. I mean, most of people say, "Oh, you're very religious then." I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think
No.
with Mormons
And I don't even-
here, but
Yeah, babe.
thinking you got 4 kids.
What are you, like, religious?
Yeah. Are you Mormons?
No.
No, we're not.
No.
It's funny. It's
No.
just, I don't know. That's the limitation, I guess, with set for ourselves as people. I'm talking you and I necessarily.
What,
I'm
as
just
the
saying
whole thing?
as a whole thing. Yeah.
And you know what? It all has its place, and I don't, but it's just not for me, and that's fine. And that's
'Cause
where I've left it.
Because I believe not everyone should be married or have children. I think it's very a personal,
We never
individual.
sat there and said everyone should,
Even though
though.
I'm doing some things, I never thought, and that's probably why we probably didn't resonate with this aspect of like maybe religion of stuff. Is because fundamentally it kind of expect everyone to go about that.
One size fits all.
Yeah, one size fits all, and if you don't fit
If you don't fit in,
Yeah.
but
I suppose.
all I'm saying, it was refreshing because none of that mattered.
No.
None of that mattered. People did things that
see
were
why.
either in alignment with themselves or not. Another thing I noticed is crime wasn't really a thing. Crime wasn't really a thing. And there was never a time where I was walking the streets at night and felt unsafe in any way, or walking around town and felt like I had to be mindful of pickpockets or anything like that there. So I was like, okay. Well, that's no. All right, fine, cool, fine.
So I guess you would say they had less distortion than here?
I guess it was much lighter.
Much like
Obviously,
yeah.
there's this overcast of this looming
Storm
thing. But outside of that,
Sounds like a portal. Ça, c'est...
no, now I know it's clearly a portal. He's somewhere. Where he is, don't know where he is. But she wasn't willing to play the game of, let's wait, let's find out, let's try. Because at the time, it's not like the government in that place there was doing anything to retrieve anyone. They were just trying to handle the people who'd come out.
So they had politics, though?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
It was more of a governing body
Okay.
than what it is here.
Okay.
But there was still something going on that was sitting uneasy with some people.
Okay. So where was it? Like, is it? Because certainly not here.
No,
that we
and
know
I
it's
didn't
not.
ask questions because there was just a knowing of things. But when it wasn't the most important thing. What she needed me to know, what the experience now I'm realizing she needed me to know was, number one, this divine partner thing that you thought was going on is real. You weren't tripping, like, because even myself here, I had no plans on getting married so early. I always knew I wanted to be married. I just thought it was going to be something I did well in my 30s.
Why?
Because I wanted to focus on my music and my career.
Do you think it was based of distortion? The fact that believing that same thing like having children or other things that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what about so then I guess this company that's organizing this Stasis have souls like pre-agreements. Like they've got to match up the souls, I guess, in order.
They're matchmaking souls out here or consciousness out here to say, all right, I'll take this
It's got to
person
be.
on, or I'll let this person project into this experience that I'm having, no problem.
Okay.
So for whatever reason it is, the agreement was made and she's here, and I woke up with the realization that a lot of the things that I'd gone through in my life or experienced in my life is because it's something that we on a soul level wanted to share this experience of.
Okay, so they obviously must have had an awareness of that.
Yeah, and I was straight aware of it. So I was like, okay, you get to be with him through me, or with a divine partner through me. I get it now. All right, that's nice. Thank you. Thanks for that.
She get to experience a divine partnership, I guess.
And
Okay.
what that is and what that looks like, and how that can grow. And because it's not like, we we live together, we are together, we work together, we have kids together, we share a lot together.
Yeah, we make major decisions together as well.
Yeah, like and it's not that you're not a divine partner if you don't do those things. It's just it was never. Even when I met you, it was like it wasn't even something. To be fair, I wanted to find a partner that was like just legit. I didn't really try and get too deep into anything. I was just like, I want someone who's going to be my match. I'm not really trying to get too much. He has to be this and that and tall and da 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 da. I just wanted him to be.
Because I'm really short.
I know you.
It's jokes.
It's just I wasn't trying to be too list. I need a list, and I wasn't trying to. I just knew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be who I need to be, and whoever's gonna be in my life will fit that, and that will be it. I'll call them in that way, and that will be it. I don't try to put in, and I just wouldn't hold space for anything less than that. That's all it was.
I guess she did it for soul expansion. I can see why that would be a reason.
For sure.
To continue her experience. Now,
and my own. So it's like they're working in.
No. I think you're still probably, even if you're not from the same soul, there's fragmentation that can happen as well. So you could be from the same soul, but a different fragment of it, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm thinking is this. I'm thinking about, when you tell me that story, I actually think that the importance to be on your divine path, to maybe not end it too early either, because what that would mean, if that is true, it's some people never get to experience it, or it's like a breach of contract, if I could say it like that, in some ways that you have no idea. Because for me, I'm just like, okay, if all of that is on the back of me being here, that's mean that, wow, that's a big thing. So with retrospective, you can see maybe some of the complaints you may have had.
I woke up and that is what immediately became clear to me, that any time that you had ever, for any situation, felt like you should end any of these things that you've got going on, or not fulfill any of these other things that you were planning on going for,
right,
you need to understand the repercussions are way bigger than your consciousness here could even imagine. On a soul level, you know better than that.
It's big.
It was massive, and you know what's funny?
It's amazing. It's mind blowing in the sense that, first of all, your mind find it probably hard right now when you hear these things. You know, the first time you hear that, find it hard to comprehend, even to adjust to
when you're saying,
to
what,
that.
are you just saying you're as in one, or are you saying yours as in mine?
Generally speaking, I mean.
Okay.
Generally speaking, how we know how mind, depending on our belief, has its own limitations. So
until it gets
now, what you know now, what you knew then wasn't the same. So you need adjustment time, integrations, and etc. to be able to integrate it more than even understanding. Sometimes we spend too much time trying to find out, fix it, guess what it is, and sometimes you just have to let it sit for a bit. A bit like a tea, let it brew, and
No, it's great. It's great. I love the analogy.
You know what I mean? And this is what you have to do. Now I've learned over the years to do that, because the limitation. Sometimes I've learned to accept that I can have some limitation when it comes to that, and to take my time with it. But this is a big thing, because it puts a lot more perspective on why we're here, and there's a lot more perspective. Some we don't even see yet.
I remember not consciously waking up in the morning, not talking to anybody, and just went straight down, went in the shower, and I was just letting the information just soak in, literally.
Soak in, yeah.
You know me, I'm usually thumping my little music as well.
Hydrate your skin, literally. Just get in the cells.
I just needed silence and my thoughts.
Yeah,
I just let it sink in, and I was like...
It's fantastic.
I remember...
It's very... it
was a gift.
It has its own beauty.
It was a gift, and I remember afterwards the first words I spoke was, "Thank you."
Wow. Listen, I don't have any more question to ask you. Like that kind of wraps it up. Like it's good because I get to understand from the start to the end of that story the purpose of it, even without experiencing it. I get to, it's very clear what that is.
Yeah. So, yeah,
that's really good.
All right. So that's the end of this. That's the end of this one. Please, as usual, like you guys in the comment section, I can't say enough. Thank you. How sweet in this comment section is. You lot answer questions for each other. You lot aren't afraid to ask questions, and don't be. No question is a stupid question. Just ask it. Someone is going to lovingly answer it for you. We love to hear your experiences as well. Share if you feel comfortable, and thanks for listening. All right. We love you guys. Ciao.
Ciao.